Before a recent worship service in Iowa, the pastor read out loud a note that had just been handed to him. It says here that I should announce that there's no BS. He tucked the piece of paper in his pocket and added, "I'm hoping they mean Bible study." Careful what you hand us. Today we come to the fifth of our Gospel and Showtunes series. Most of you by now understand the concept of connecting Showtune songs to the Gospel, focusing on a one-word theme. But early on, before we started this series, some of you would ask, what is Gospel and Showtunes? To which my usual reply was, you'll just have to come and find out. And as some of you know, in one of my previous lives, I was a budding young professional clarinet player. When you're a young musician, you tend to play any paying job you can get. So for several summers, I played in the pit orchestra for The Sound of Music 28 times, Camelot 28 times, Showboat 32 times, just to name a few. However, as a player in the pit orchestra, you really don't focus on the show or what's going on or the words that are coming out on the stage above you. With that said, and coupling the gospel with specific Showtune songs was a bit of a challenge for me. But today we have Finding Wonderland from the Broadway musical Wonderland. It's not one that rolls off your tongue like Cat's Sound of Music or Beautiful. It was only on Broadway for less than 30 days. Billed as a modern-day retelling of the classic Alice in Wonderland story, Wonderland follows author Alice Stetson, who was lost in her joy in life, is estranged from her husband, alienated from her daughter, and in danger of losing her writing career. Alice and her daughter have just moved to New York City so Alice could have some space away from her husband, Jack. Her young daughter, Chloe, laments about the move and the family's demise. And Alice notes that her life isn't going the way she had hoped. Edwina, Jack's mother, is cooking dinner for Chloe, and Alice, who had just hit her head on the light in the service elevator, receives her children's manuscript back from the publisher, who coldly rejected it, saying it was too cold for children. She sadly comments that Alice in Wonderland, the book Edwina had been reading to Chloe, was also dark. She lies down to sleep, but is suddenly awakened by a white rabbit. She follows down to Wonderland via the broken service elevator, encountering strange, though familiar characters that help her rediscover the wonder in her life while searching for her daughter. After coming face to face with these friends and foes, Alice finds new strength in herself and discovers that she'll do anything to find her daughter and her way back to Chloe. Alice wakes from her dream when her husband Jack arrives with Chloe's forgotten doll. Alice embraces him and realizes what she has in front of her eyes. The family is together once again. As they head down for dinner, she remains behind for a moment to write down what she has learned from her adventures in Wonderland. Ordinary magic happens every single day. All around us is in the simplest ways. The show, Wonderland, closes with the message called Finding Wonderland. Marlee?
Yeah.
So the question we've been asking during this series is, how does this message of this song speak to our faith through the gospel? For me, this story, this song, and the passages we hear today focus on the word dreams. Welcome to Hollywood, says the happy man from Pretty Woman. What's your dream? Everybody comes here. This is Hollywood, land of dreams. Some dreams come true, some don't, but keep on dreaming. This is Hollywood. Always time to dream, so keep on dreaming. Dreams make you get up in the morning. Dreams drive you to leave your parents' home, get an education, a job, move from city to city. You may not know exactly what the dream is, but still, it runs your life. Every moment, every important decision you make in life has been determined by how close it gets to your dream. Do dreams tell us something? Is God speaking to us through our dreams? Consider this passage from the Christmas story in Matthew, a dream that changed the world for Joseph and Mary and changes the world for us each and every day. Hear these words from Matthew. Now, the birth of Jesus, the Messiah, took place in this way. When his mother Mary had been engaged to Joseph, but before they lived together, she was found to be with child from the Holy Spirit. Her husband Joseph, being a righteous man and unwilling to expose her to public disgrace, planned to dismiss her quietly. But just when he had resolved to do this, an angel of the Lord appeared to him in a dream and said, "Joseph, son of David, do not be afraid to take Mary as your wife, for the child conceived in her is from the Holy Spirit. She will bear a son, and you are to name him Jesus, for he will save his people from their sins." All of this took place to fulfill what had been spoken by the Lord through the prophet. "Look, the virgin shall conceive and bear a son, and they shall name him Emmanuel," which means God with us. When Joseph awoke from his sleep, he did as the angel of the Lord commanded him. He took Mary as his wife, but had no marital relations with her until she had borne a son, and he named him Jesus. May God bless the reading, hearing, and understanding of these words. How many of you have heard, said, or thought to yourself, "It was just a dream, go back to sleep," or "I had a bad dream last night," or "I had quite a dream last night," or "What a nightmare I had last night"? We all have dreams as we sleep. Some we remember, some we don't. Some make us ponder their meanings and why we had that dream. If you Google the word dreams, you will get 139 million sites. We also have daydreams, dreams of our future, whether coming out of high school or college, dreams of marriage and family. Some of you are dreaming about lunch right now. Some of you are dreaming about retirement. Try for a moment to put yourself in Joseph's place. We might imagine that after several months of pretending to be interested in china patterns and bridesmaids' dresses, Joseph figured out that the role of the husband-to-be was to say, "Yes, dear." The rabbi and the organist are lined up and the flowers are ordered. Everything is going according to the plan, as it seems it is for Alice, Chloe, and even us. But for Joseph, this is what a carpenter likes. Joseph is careful and cautious. Measure twice, but cut once. But all of this is moving too fast for Joseph. So when Matthew describes Joseph as a just and righteous, we picture an earnest, meticulous craftsman whose carpentry business is all the excitement that he wants. You see, Joseph had a dream. Normal life, married to Mary, kids, a good, steady, predictable business. Life was going to be good. But then it happens. Joseph's dream world is turned upside down as he learns the unthinkable. His life suddenly in a shambles, his trust betrayed, his future undone. He isn't responsible for Mary's unplanned and unforgivable pregnancy. Joseph's dream has been destroyed. But Matthew tells us of Joseph's new plan. Unwilling to expose her to public disgrace, he planned to dismiss her quietly. The plans, the hopes, and the dreams would be changed a bit. And with this new life decided, Joseph went to sleep to start anew the next day. That's when the angels went to work. Can you imagine what a restless night of sleep it was? Life is in an uproar, everything is changing, and then you have wild dreams of angels from God speaking to you and telling you, do not be afraid. What did Joseph do? Joseph woke from sleep as he did, as the angel had commanded him, he took Mary as his wife. Joseph responded. He acted immediately on the dream. What would you do? What have you been dreaming about lately? Alice was pushing hard in her world, raising a young child, trying to establish her writing career, and dealing with the many challenges of married life. Life was moving too fast. Then she dreamed. Do you listen and act upon your dreams? What if Joseph had not listened to the dreams and thought, wow, that was a nightmare, and then went on with his new plan? Did Joseph make a difference in the world? Can one person make a difference in the world? What would have happened if the many dreams we read about in the Bible had not been acted upon? What will you do with your dreams? Have you ever been in the same situation as Alice, at home or at work, life unraveling a bit? What hopes and dreams do you have? Are you hoping for a peaceful family time together at home like Alice did? Are you hoping that a publisher will pick up and take a chance on your book? Do you hope for peace in the world? Do you hope and dream of the untapped mission projects and what you could do around this area? Like Joseph, we are tempted to live a careful life, a careful faith, keep 6 of the 10 commandments, go to church 3 or 4 times a month, give money we don't need and time we can spare, believe parts of the Bible that we already agree with. Dr. Emily Towns, Dean of the Vanderbilt Divinity School, challenges us and challenges our hopes and dreams in Voices of Protest, Songs of Hope, giving sound advice that applies to all who are facing challenges. She says, in your life, live your life and faith with a deep love and respect for others, the rest of creation, and yourself. Take your place among the righteous and dream of the hope God has placed in your heart and soul. Dreams that lift the spirit, dreams that demand a commitment, dreams that offer hope wrapped up with love. We must let folks know what it's like to dream dreams of hope without hesitation or faltering. She tells us to dream even when times of life are failing. Dream in the midst of joy and laughter. Dream when you feel like running. Dream when the candle has almost gone out. Dream when you are wrapped up, tied up, and tangled up. Dream using your heart and soul. Dream using your mind and intellect. Dream using your witness, your hope, and your love and your faith. Dream no matter how young you are. Dream no matter how old you are. Dream because you have a dream inside of you, and you have to let it go. God invites us all to stop being cautious. Pay attention to our hopes and listen to the dreams the angels bring. Don't be afraid to believe, to walk a different path, and to follow your hopes and dreams. Eleanor Roosevelt said, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams." Dan Rather said, "The dream begins with a teacher who believes in you, who tugs and pushes and leads you to the next plateau, sometimes poking you with a sharp stick called truth." And this final quote, "We go our ways in the world, sometimes we stray off course, but Wonderland is ultimately finding who we are and reconnecting with the child inside of us who once believed that any dream was possible. From Marlee McLain. For Alice and for all of us, Wonderland represents new life, changes in ourselves, realizing that we move too fast and we miss so much. We need to take time to see all the miracles in front of us. Find your Wonderland. Amen.